So, recently I bought a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh items, and so we're gonna be uploading a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh videos soon. What we're starting out with here today is Yu-Gi-Oh accessories. First off, we got Kaiba's Majestic Collection game mat from Konami, as you can see here. So yeah, official Yu-Gi-Oh products. Let's see if it says anything interesting. Obviously, you got Kaiba here with the blue eyes. And same image all the way around. And it looks like at the back we've got made for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. One full-size, soft, cushioned, rubberized game mat per box. So there you go. Manufactured and distributed by Konami Digital Entertainment. So yeah, let's open this one up. And I got, I got a little neat thing. The safety is more important than having it on the camera. Okay, now we can open it like this. There we go. And we unleash the Kraken. Nothing inside of the box. Except for, obviously, the game mat. Let's clear the space a little bit here. Because this one, and these things are fairly big at the end of the day. And there we go. That's I'll kind of roam around with my camera, but that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game mat. As you can kind of tell, there aren't exactly, you can't really see the resemblances of where you'd put the cards rather, for the most part. But yeah, you can just use this as a game mat regardless, assuming you know where you have to put the cards. This one around for the other camera. There we go. I can see it on that camera as well. And next up, we've got a tin, but a tin that's already been opened. So this is just an empty tin. There's no original contents inside of the tin. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game 25th Quarter Century, it says there. And yeah, if you do look inside of it, there are cards inside, but that's inside of this is a deck, which I'm going to have a video on later. I bought a 2008 deck. If you're curious to see what it is, well, I mean, I'll upload it within a week's time. But yeah, I won't be sharing that. In fact, I'll do a little cut. There we go. That's the cut. The cards are no longer inside, but yeah, you just have a little bit of a plastic thingy here inside. And then, as you can see, nothing else, nothing other than that. A slightly annoying thing to put back inside here, but yeah, there we go. This does seem to be a bit of a nostalgic tin. So at the top, for example, I think I put this the wrong way actually. It's like this. But at the top, you see Yama Yugi in the bottom left, the main character of the first show. Then here in the bottom right, you got Jaden Yuki, or Judai, in the Japanese version. A main character's second series for Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we have Yusei Fudo, I think his name is. Main character of the third series called 5Ds. This was GX, if I didn't say that. And then we have, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, I don't know the name of the character, Arc 5 or Arc V. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, I think this is. And then, yeah, we have some iconic monsters throughout, the course of history. From the first series, we have Dark Magician, Exodia, and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Though this is not the original print, unlike this one. I say the original. When this type of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was starting up anyways. And then we have Rainbow Dragon, Cyber Dragon, and Neos. Obviously, Cyber Dragon, one of my all-time favorites, so that's always nice. I'm a little bit surprised to see Rainbow Dragon first here. I'd expect, Cyber Dragon first here, Neo second, and Rainbow Dragon third, because that's kind of how that's the order they were introduced in the anime. But then let's go to the side, and then we have Yusei Fudo's Monster Stardust Dragon. The other one, I think it's some kind of Blackwing. I don't exactly know the name. Then I think here we have Black Rose Dragon, also from 5Ds. Utopia from Zexal. What is this? Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon, or something like that. But yeah, something along those lines. I don't know from what series that is. Odd Eyes, Pendulum Monster, and these two I don't know the names. I do recognize this one, but I do not recognize this one. So there's that. What is this? Is this Barrier Dragon? Something like that. I think it got like banned almost as soon as it came out. Regardless of it being, the boss monster of a main character. This one I don't recognize whatsoever. So yeah, pretty cool tin. To be honest, these new tins, they're slightly different than the old ones, which I can kind of display now. I guess I'll do that now. Yeah. All right. So I have another opened tin here. So an empty tin rather, but this is Leviathan Dragon. It'll say that at the top. Not sure if I can zoom out here. It doesn't look like it, unfortunately, so I can't really fit the whole thing properly on there. There you can kind of see it, number 17, Leviathan Dragon. But these were the little bit more older generation tins, and you can kind of tell here that the what you call these, the openings, they're a little bit different than the newer ones. With the newer ones, they just kind of they end up being a straight line here. But with these ones, you have a bit of an edge. It kind of goes around the tin rather than just go straight on it, if that makes sense. A bit of a random thing to talk about, but yeah. Anyways, 2011 tin, collectible tin. This number 17 Leviathan Dragon tin includes, and then it's a bunch of the packs that were out at the time, or near it anyways. Because I know they go a little bit back in time to include some of the ever so slightly older ones. Just seeing when this one was. I'm not sure it even says, but 25th anniversary tin, Dueling Heroes this was. Seems pretty cool. And with these tins, sometimes you get mega packs, sometimes you just get booster packs. Booster packs just being the normal packs that you'd buy from the store. You can buy it in bulk. But yeah, there we go. This one is from the Zexal area, by the way. This is when they introduced the XYZ cards, the black cards, essentially. But yeah. Also, this is this card, because this came with a tin, though this is an empty one, so didn't include in mine here, but it's part of my Gagagigo deck that I use online quite a bit with my friends. So if you're one of the people I know, you might recognize this card. Also quite like the pattern behind him, the little purpley pinkish pattern. Just yeah, I like the colors. Beautiful design. Then I do have another game mat. This time it's a Jaden and Yubel game mat. Here you see Jaden, and there's Yubel again. Official Konami product made for the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game. Much similar to the Kaiba one. Just yeah, completely same packaging, everything like that. So yeah, let's open it up. This time I have slightly more experience, so I can do this on screen. Okay. Let's open this one up. Try not to break the entire thing. There we go. And the game mat comes out. Let's move the other one. I'll place that over here for now. As I mentioned earlier, this one was Jaden was the main character of the second series of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yubel, a character that appears later on in that series, I believe the third season or something like that. Yeah, pretty cool game mat. I really like this one. This one seems to have more of an indication of where you're supposed to put the cards. So right here, I think it's meant to be the spell and trap zone, and here you got the monster zones. You got these slight indications here with the Karibo here, slight indications of where the monster and trap zones are. But if you don't know them already, then this wouldn't probably be a good one to start out with, trying to figure out how the rules work. But if you know the rules, yeah, still nice to get a rough idea of where you're supposed to put the cards. Anyways, let's get something else here. This one is probably the one that I'm going to use the most. It's got kind of a red pinkish theme and everything like that. So, and I like Blue Eyes, but I like GX a little bit more. Anyways, our next product is a deck box. This one is actually quite big. I wasn't expecting this one to be this big, but to be fair, it was fairly expensive. So yeah, a premium deck box, or whatever you call it. Let's see here. How am I going to open this one safely? I think I'm just going to see if I can just get the slightest, there we go, the slightest bit in there, and then we can just manually do the rest with our hands. Or at least attempt to. I can't get a hold of the plastic. I can't grip it. I've always been such a fan of this type of plastic. It just rips off very, very nicely. Oh, and this deck box feels very nice. Very nice. The material feels like its name implies, or not implies, literally states. Feels very premium. There we go. And this is official from an official product from Cardmarket. So not a Konami product this time, but it is from Cardmarket, which is a website that sells cards. Or rather, it's like a third party, like peer-to-peer type of thing going on, where you can sell cards to other people and buy cards from other people. Can I open this up as well? Is this like a little closet? Oh my god, I got a little closet. I got a little closet down here. You could even, you know, take out the closet completely if need be. That's just, yeah, that's funny. You got like a whole closet going on there. I'm not sure that's the most efficient way of using that space, of using, you know, the larger space that we have in this deck box. But yeah, it overall still seems pretty cool, right? Seems pretty cool. And when I reveal my deck, I'll make sure to do so with this deck box as well. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Should be pretty exciting. Anyways, that's the deck box. I'll put that away. And for today, or rather, for this recording, there's one last thing that I want to show you guys. But there's something that hasn't arrived yet, which I'll probably edit in at a later time into this video, so you guys should see that right after this. But for me, I got some sleeves. A lot of these are still perfectly in their packaging as well. First off, we've got Slifer, Obelisk, and Raw card sleeves, again, from Konami. 50 tournament legal sleeves. So that's nice, because I believe there's a lot of sleeves that are not tournament legal, unless they're from Konami. I think that's kind of the thing. I'm not sure about that, but let me know in the comments if you know more. But yeah, if you like the ancient Egyptian god cards from the original series, here we got Raw, Slifer, and Obelisk, the Tormentor. And yeah, 50 of these. I won't open this today, but that is pretty cool. Other than that, we have more Konami sleeves, card sleeves with card backs very similar to the, you know, just your normal backs of actual Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? With you just have the same thing with a little thing around it, a little bit of like a yellowy browny outline around it. But again, 50 tournament legal sleeves. It says Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, Konami. But yeah, card sleeves are essential for keeping your cards in good condition. So these are very, very important. And I bought cheaper ones as well for cards that I don't really care about too much. These are not Konami, as you can tell. KMC, I believe this is some kind of Japanese brand or something like that. I can't really read all of it. This product is made to fit tightly to standard sized cards. So this is not even specifically for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You can use this for different types of cards. In fact, I'm pretty sure these ones or probably a bit bigger, just to ensure that you can fit bigger cards in these, like Pokemon cards, for example, right? It says standard size. I don't know what a standard size is, but yeah, KMC sleeves, pretty cheap. But even cheaper than these are UltraPro penny sleeves. There we go, 100 of these. Very neat to buy because you can just, store so many cards that you don't care about that much, but still want to keep in good condition. So yeah, pretty simple. And yeah, I'll keep them in there. And then for our last sleeves, this one doesn't really have the full original packaging, but I believe these are, again, Konami sleeves. Sky Striker. I don't actually know this specific card, but I know it's from the archetype of Sky Striker as in sleeve form, obviously. And I'm probably going to be using these to sleeve up my deck later on. And yeah, these are pretty cool sleeves. The character looks pretty interesting, and it has this glowing effect as if it's some kind of super rare, So that's always cool as well. So yeah, pretty cool sleeves. Alright, so this is days later, and I was going to include a showcase of my new binder here, but that actually never ended up arriving, so maybe I'll do something about that later. But for, just for today, we're going to look through some other accessories that have come through. Like, for example, Uria Lord of Seeing Flames Trading Card Game 10. This is my favorite Sacred Beast. Basically, these are the equivalent of the ancient, the Egyptian god cards, but for GX. Maybe not as, special and whatever, but still. I do actually have some cards in here, so I can remove these. I got these, actually a wrong order. I ordered some cards, they gave me the wrong cards. That's what this is. But yeah, Magician Dark Illusions, I guess. But let's put that away for now. A little bit of damage here, but it's not too bad. There's a tin inside. Let me know what you guys think about this card art, by the way. Uria Lord of Seeing Flames. I know you don't really see it in card form here, but I think he looks pretty sick. But yeah, just another empty tin, basically. You have Trading Card Game, you get Trading Card Game again with a bit of a scratch. You get Trading Card Game. And here it says Collectible Tin 2006, so this one is pretty old. Almost 20 years now. A big 2025. And yeah, there we go. That's my Uria empty tin. Alright, then last up we have a very classic thing here, the Legendary Collection Trading Card Game binder. I don't really have enough vision here, so I'm gonna just raise my camera here with my hands. But yeah, the old binder. I don't have the card cards, I don't have anything in here either. And obviously a bit damaged as well, but I thought this was pretty cool. People might remember this. So I will be doing an opening of the Legendary Collection Game Board Edition. This was, the binder edition, if you will. Let's check the back here as well. Look at that. Pretty cool. In ancient Egypt, there existed a force so powerful it had to be locked away for a millennia. Now one boy has released the power. It's time to duel. Yeah, ancient Egypt. Yeah, that's what these original ancient Egyptian god cards were in. These used to be actually not playable. The ones you got with this were not playable. They were banned cards. They didn't have the card effects on them. In fact, they had like red, yellow, blue colors for the cards, and that's also not legal. The actual god cards, the legal versions, would just have typical effect monster colors on them. So yeah, anyways, there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.